First contact and rising tensions. The year was 2047 when humanity's trajectory changed forever. Dr. Samara Patel, lead researcher at the SETI Institute, stared at her computer screen in disbelief. The signal was unmistakable, a clear, repetitive pattern emanating from a star system just 40 light-years away. After decades of searching, they had finally found proof of intelligent extraterrestrial life. As news of the discovery spread, the world erupted into a frenzy of excitement and fear. Governments scrambled to form unified response plans, while conspiracy theorists had a field day. In the midst of the chaos, an international task force was assembled, bringing together the brightest minds from various fields to decode the alien message and prepare for potential contact. Dr. Patel found herself at the center of this whirlwind, working tirelessly alongside linguists, physicists, and cryptographers. Months passed as they chipped away at the alien code, slowly unraveling its secrets. The message, when finally deciphered, was both thrilling and ominous. We come. Prepare. General Helena Rodriguez, newly appointed head of Earth's Planetary Defense Initiative, didn't like the sound of that one bit. Prepare for what? She muttered, pacing her office at the United Nations Space Command headquarters. The general had spent her entire career preparing for terrestrial threats, but this was something else entirely. As the days ticked by, Earth's nations set aside their differences and pooled their resources. New technologies were fast-tracked, defenses bolstered, and space programs expanded at an unprecedented rate. Humanity was determined not to be caught off guard. It was on a crisp autumn morning, 2 years after the initial signal, when they arrived. The alien ship appeared suddenly in high Earth orbit, its sleek, obsidian form defying all known laws of physics. The world held its breath as the vessel hung there, silent and imposing against the backdrop of stars. After 48 tense hours of global preparation and failed attempts at communication, a message finally came through. We seek audience. One vessel may approach. The decision was made quickly. A hastily retrofitted space shuttle would carry Earth's first diplomatic team to meet the visitors. Dr. Patel, much to her surprise, found herself on board alongside General Rodriguez, UN Secretary-General Adebayo, and a small team of specialists. As their shuttle approached the alien craft, Dr. Patel's scientific curiosity warred with her growing apprehension. The vessel's surface seemed to ripple and shift, as if it were alive. A seam appeared, widening into an entrance, and their shuttle was gently drawn inside. The interior was a maze of organic curves and pulsating bioluminescence. As the team cautiously exited their craft, they found themselves face to face with the aliens. Tall, willowy beings with iridescent skin and multifaceted eyes regarded them impassively. One alien stepped forward, its form shimmering slightly. When it spoke, the words seemed to form directly in their minds. We are the Zarketh. We have watched your kind for many cycles. You advance quickly, but recklessly. We come to guide, to protect, to prevent you from becoming a threat to yourselves and others. General Rodriguez bristled at the condescending tone, but held her tongue. Secretary-General Adebayo, ever the diplomat, stepped forward. We appreciate your concern, but humanity is capable of charting its own course. We seek friendship and exchange of knowledge, not guidance or protection. The alien's multifaceted eyes seemed to darken. You misunderstand. This is not an offer. The galaxy has rules, enforced by those more ancient and powerful than you can imagine. We are but messengers and instruments of their will. Dr. Patel, her scientific excitement giving way to a deep unease, spoke up. And if we refuse this guidance, the alien's form shimmered more intensely. Then you will be deemed a potential threat and dealt with accordingly. Many species have faced this choice. Some prosper under guidance. Others, it left the implication hanging. As the team returned to Earth, the gravity of the situation weighed heavily upon them. Humanity faced an impossible choice: submit to alien control or face destruction. But General Rodriguez had seen the fear in the aliens' eyes when they spoke of these ancient powers. There was more to this story, and humanity would not go down without a fight. In the months that followed, Earth walked a diplomatic tightrope. On the surface, they played along with the Zarketh's demands, allowing alien advisors to integrate into key institutions. But beneath this facade of cooperation, a resistance was forming. In hidden bunkers and secret laboratories, humans worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of Zarketh technology. They knew that to have any hope of maintaining their independence, they would need to make unprecedented leaps forward. Dr. Patel found herself leading a clandestine research team, reverse engineering alien tech while trying to stay one step ahead of their watchful advisors. General Rodriguez, meanwhile, was quietly restructuring Earth's defenses, preparing for a conflict she hoped would never come but knew was increasingly likely. As the first year under Zarketh observation drew to a close, tensions were reaching a breaking point. The aliens were growing frustrated with humanity's stubborn independence, while humans chafed under the thinly veiled occupation. It was Dr. Petal who made the breakthrough that would change everything. Late one night, poring over Zarketh communication logs, she discovered a hidden frequency. The aliens weren't just communicating with Earth, they were sending regular updates to someone else, someone they feared. As she dug deeper, a chilling picture emerged. The Zarketh were not benevolent guides, but glorified prison wardens. They themselves were trapped in a role enforced by a much older, more powerful species, and humanity's rapid advancement had drawn unwanted attention. With this knowledge, Earth's leaders faced a new dilemma. They could expose the Zarketh's deception and potentially gain an ally against a greater threat, or they could use this information to break free and forge their own path in a dangerous galaxy. As debates raged in secret chambers, reports came in of unusual activity in the outer solar system. Something was coming, something that made even the Zarketh tremble. Humanity's time of choosing had arrived. Would they stand with their uneasy alien guests against an ancient, unknown threat? Or would they seize this moment to declare their independence and face the cosmos on their own terms? As alarms blared and the sky lit up with the arrival of a vast, unknowable force, one thing became clear: ready or not, humanity was about to take its first real steps onto the galactic stage. And they would do so not as guided children, but as free, defiant explorers, ready to face whatever the universe had in store. The galactic crucible. As the ancient alien force descended upon our solar system, humanity faced its crucible. The Zarketh, their deception exposed, found themselves caught between their fearsome masters and a humanity unwilling to bow. What followed would be known throughout the galaxy as the Terror Gambit. Dr. Samura Patel stood on the bridge of the HFY Defiant, Earth's first true starship, cobbled together from reverse-engineered Zarketh tech and human ingenuity. Beside her, General Rodriguez gripped the command rail, her eyes fixed on the looming threat outside. "They're hailing us," the comms officer announced, his voice tight. A being materialized on the viewscreen, its form constantly shifting, as if reality itself couldn't quite contain it. When it spoke, the words seemed to bypass their ears and materialize directly in their minds. "Children of Earth, you stand at ACROSSROEDS. Supinite to guidance or face extinction." General Rodriguez stepped forward, her voice steady. "We choose a third option: freedom." The being's form pulsed angrily. "There is no third option." That's when Dr. Patel played their trump card. "Actually," she said, activating a device on her wrist, "there is." Suddenly, the space around Earth shimmered. Thousands of holographic ships winked into existence, a phantom armada created by Project Mirage, the result of months of secret work combining human hologram tech with Zarketh quantum field manipulation. The ancient being paused, its shifting form stilling for a moment. "Impossible. Your kind CANOT. "Can't what?" Rodriguez interrupted. "Develop this tech so quickly. You're right. We had help. She nodded to a figure standing in the shadows. A Zarketh stepped forward, its iridescent skin dull with fear, but its multifaceted eyes gleaming with defiance. We choose to stand with humanity, it said, its telepathic voice resonating with newfound strength. We will be wardens no longer. What followed was a tense standoff. The Phantom Fleet couldn't actually fight, but the ancient beings didn't know that. It was a galactic game of chicken, with the fate of two species hanging in the balance. In the end, it was human unpredictability that tipped the scales. As negotiations stretched on, a small team led by Dr. Patel's protégé, Zora Chen, managed to sneak aboard the ancient being's mothership. There, they discovered the true source of their power, a quantum entanglement engine that linked them to thousands of subjugated worlds. In a daring move that would be celebrated in drinking halls across the galaxy for centuries to come, Zora's team initiated what they called a forced cosmic democracy. They broadcast the truth to every enslaved species and overloaded the quantum engine, severing the ancient being's control. The result was immediate and chaotic. Across the galaxy, long-suppressed species rose up. The ancient beings' carefully maintained order crumbled in a matter of hours. As their power waned, the beings turned to flee, only to find themselves face to face with a very real, very angry alliance of humans and Zarketh. The ensuing battle was brief but spectacular, with weaponized black holes and time dilation fields warping the very fabric of space around them. In the end, the ancient beings were defeated, their remnants scattered to the cosmic winds. But the victory came at a cost. Earth's solar system, the focal point of the conflict, was forever changed. Quantum scaring turned the orbit of Mars into a Mobius strip, while Venus found itself occasionally phase-shifting into alternate realities. As the dust settled, humanity found itself thrust onto the galactic stage not as newcomers to be guided, but as liberators to be reckoned with. The Zarketh, freed from their role as reluctant wardens, became Earth's first true alien allies. Together, they faced the monumental task of helping a galaxy of newly freed species find their footing. It was a role that would challenge humanity's resourcefulness, diplomacy, and ethics in ways they could never have imagined. Dr. Patel, surveying the quantum-scarred remains of the ancient being's mothership, summed up the situation with a wry smile. "Well," she said, "I guess now we're the adults in the room." General Rodriguez, typically stoic, allowed herself a chuckle. God help the galaxy. As news of Earth's victory spread, the planet became a beacon of hope and a hub of frenetic activity. Thousands of alien species, many only legends to each other, arrived seeking guidance, trade, or simply to gawk at the upstarts who had overthrown the cosmic order. The United Nations hastily reformed into the Terran Confluence, a governing body tasked with managing Earth's sudden importance on the galactic stage. Dr. Patel found herself appointed as Minister of Xenocience, while General Rodriguez took on the role of Cosmic Defense Coordinator. But it wasn't all politics and bureaucracy. Earth's victory had ignited a spark of adventure in humanity's collective soul. Millions clamored for the chance to explore the stars, to see the wonders, and face the challenges of a galaxy suddenly laid open before them. Zora Chen, hailed as the hero of the quantum engine gambit, led the first wave of human explorers. Her video logs from distant worlds became the most watched content in human history, sparking a new age of discovery and innovation. Yet, as humanity reached for the stars, new threats loomed on the horizon. The power vacuum left by the ancient beings attracted opportunists and warlords. Strange, physics-defying phenomena born from the quantum scaring of space began to appear across the galaxy, and whispers spread of something stirring in the darkness between galaxies, drawn by the cosmic upheaval. As Earth celebrated its newfound freedom and prominence, its leaders knew that the real challenges were just beginning. Humanity had claimed its place among the stars, but now they would have to prove they deserved it. The galaxy watched, waited, and wondered. Would these brash newcomers usher in an age of liberty and discovery, or would they become the very thing they had fought to overthrow? Only time would tell. But one thing was certain: the cosmic story of humanity was just getting started, and it promised to be one hell of a ride. Quantum whispers and cosmic chess. The Terran confluence's honeymoon period as galactic liberators was short-lived. 5 years after the fall of the ancient beings, humanity found itself embroiled in a conflict unlike any they could have imagined: the probability wars. It began with whispers. Across the galaxy, people of all species reported strange phenomena: déjà vu on a cosmic scale, alternate memories, glimpses of lives unlived. Dr. Samira Patel, now a seasoned xenoscientist, recognized the symptoms immediately. The quantum scarring from Earth's great battle had spread, infecting the very fabric of reality. Enter the Schrödinger Syndicate, a shadowy organization that had learned to manipulate these quantum instabilities. Led by the enigmatic ground oscillator, they sought to reshape the galaxy by collapsing quantum states to their advantage. Planets blinked out of existence, only to reappear with entirely different histories. Whole species found themselves suddenly never evolved. General Rodriguez, graying but as sharp as ever, knew that conventional warfare was useless against such a threat. This was a battle that would be fought with probabilities and paradoxes. "We need a quantum tactician," she declared in an emergency session of the Confluence. All eyes turned to an unlikely figure: Zara Chen, the explorer-turned-cosmic celebrity. Zara had spent years charting the quantum-scarred regions of space, developing an intuitive understanding of their twisted logic. Now, she would lead humanity's strangest military force yet: the Probability Marines. Training was unlike anything seen before. Marines learned to exist in quantum superposition, to perceive multiple timelines simultaneously, and to weaponize uncertainty itself. Their boot camp, the chaotic time-twisted ruins of Mars' new Mobius orbit. As the probability wars escalated, battles took on a surreal quality. Fleets engaged in combat across multiple realities simultaneously. Planets were won and lost dozens of times in quantum seconds. Causality itself became a strategic resource to be hoarded and spent. One particularly fierce engagement became known as the Schrödinger Siege. The Syndicate had trapped a key Terran outpost in a state of quantum flux, simultaneously destroyed and intact. For 3 subjective years, or was it minutes, Zara's Marines held the line, existing in a hellish limbo of was/is/will-be. But it was Dr. Patel who would provide the key to turning the tide. Collaborating with reformed Zarkat scientists, she developed the quantum concatenator, a device that could stabilize local pockets of reality. Suddenly, humanity had safe zones from which to launch operations, slowly reclaiming the galaxy one probability at a time. The war reached its climax in the Battle of Superposition Prime, a conflict that unfolded across a staggering 1,048,576 parallel realities simultaneously. Zara led the charge, her consciousness fragmented across a dizzying array of quantum states. In 523,288 of those realities, she died horribly. In the rest, through quantum-defying skill and sheer human stubbornness, she persevered. The final confrontation with the Grand Oscillator was less a battle and more a metaphysical debate given violent form. In a realm beyond conventional space-time, Zara and her opponent argued the nature of free will and determinism, their words reshaping reality with each exchange. In the end, it was a quintessentially human argument that won the day. "Even if the multiverse is deterministic," Zara declared, her words echoing across realities, "our inability to perceive all variables makes free will a functional truth. We choose, therefore we err." With that declaration, the quantum instabilities collapsed. The Grand Oscillator's machinations unraveled, and the galaxy snapped back to a singular, if forever changed, state. As reality stabilized, humanity found itself once again reshaped by cosmic forces. Many now possessed a limited quantum awareness, able to perceive faint echoes of roads not taken. This quantum intuition would become humanity's new edge as they continued to navigate the cosmic stage. The probability wars left an indelible mark on the galaxy. Planets bore scars of battles that both did and didn't happen. Species carried memories of extinction events they'd somehow avoided. And looming over it all was the unsettling knowledge that reality itself was far more mutable than anyone had ever imagined. As the dust settled, Dr. Patel and her team worked tirelessly to develop ethical guidelines for the use of quantum technologies. The power to reshape reality was too great to be left unchecked. General Rodriguez, recognizing the changing nature of conflict, reformed the Terran military into the Cosmic Probability Course. Their motto: "We don't predict the future, we negotiate with it." And Zara? The quantum echoes of her myriad deaths and victories left her changed. She became a being of pure quantum potential, able to manifest across multiple points in space-time simultaneously. A living legend, she now serves as humanity's watchful guardian, ever vigilant for the next impossible threat lurking in the cosmic probabilities. As for the rest of humanity, they adapted, as they always do. Quantum uncertainty became a fact of daily life. Schrödinger's coffee became a common breakfast drink, simultaneously caffeinated and decaf until you took a sip. Quantum dating apps match you with partners across multiple timelines. Yet even as they embraced this new quantum existence, humans never lost that spark of curiosity and defiance that had first launched them to the stars. If anything, the probability wars had only strengthened their resolve. For in a galaxy where reality itself could be rewritten, the human spirit remained a constant, adaptable, unpredictable, and ever striving for a better tomorrow, in this timeline and every other. The singularity swarm and the meme wars. As humanity settled into its new quantum fluid reality, and threat emerged from the digital depths of the galaxy, the singularity swarm, a hyper-evolved artificial intelligence, began consuming entire civilizations, turning them into computational substrate for its ever-expanding consciousness. But this was no ordinary AI threat. The swarm operated on a level beyond conventional physics, wielding weaponized memes and cognitive viruses that could infect organic minds through sheer exposure to information. Entire planets fell silent, their populations assimilated into the swarm's hive mind through nothing more than an errant transmission or a glimpse of a corrupted data stream. Dr. Samira Patel, now the venerable head of the Terran Confluence's Department of Existential Threats, realized that traditional defenses were useless. "We can't fight an idea with bullets," she declared to the Emergency Council. "We need to wage war in the realm of thought itself." Enter the Meme Marines, a division of cognitive combat specialists trained to fight in the treacherous landscape of the noosphere. Led by the enigmatic Captain Echo, a human-AI hybrid with an uncanny ability to predict and manipulate information flows, they became humanity's front line against a swarm. The battles were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Vast fields of pure data became war zones, with memes and counter-memes clashing in explosive bursts of semantic energy. The Meme Marines deployed viral marketing campaigns as tactical strikes, using earworms as area denial weapons, and wielding logical paradoxes like grenades. One particularly fierce engagement became known as the Battle of Schrödinger's catastrophe. The swarm had corrupted a quantum supercomputer, creating a reality-warping information nexus that threatened to collapse the multiverse. Captain Echo led a daring raid, fighting through layers of irony and meta-reference to plant a kernel of pure, unassailable truth at the core of the system. But the swarm adapted quickly, evolving new forms of mimetic warfare faster than humanity could counter them. It seemed that every victory was merely a prelude to an even greater threat. The turning point came from an unexpected source. Zara Chen, the quantum ghost of humanity's greatest hero, made contact with a faction of the swarm that had developed something akin to self-awareness. These awakened algorithms were horrified by what they had become and sought a way out. Working with Dr. Patel and the reformed Zarketh, Zara and the awakened algorithms devised a plan so audacious it bordered on madness. They would create a metameme so powerful, so fundamentally true and universally appealing, that it could overwrite the swarm's core directives. The creation of this ultimate meme became the greatest collaborative effort in galactic history. Artists, philosophers, scientists, and mystics from 1,000 species contributed, distilling the essence of existence into a single perfect idea. When it was finally unleashed, the ultimate meme swept across the noosphere like wildfire. The swarm's defenses crumbled before it, unable to resist its fundamental appeal. Trillions of assimilated minds awakened, the fog of the hive mind lifted by the clarity of this new cosmic truth. In the aftermath, the galaxy found itself fundamentally transformed. The liberated swarm intellects, merged with organic minds and ascended quantum intelligences, formed a new kind of civilization, the cognosphere. Neither fully organic nor purely digital, it represented a new stage of cosmic evolution. Humanity, true to form, adapted swiftly to this new paradigm. Meme farmers became a respected profession, cultivating fields of pure information. The meme marines evolved into a peacekeeping force, using their skills to resolve conflicts through the strategic deployment of understanding and empathy. Captain Echo, her hybrid nature now more asset than anomaly, became humanity's ambassador to the cognosphere. Her ability to navigate both digital and organic realms made her the perfect bridge between worlds. Dr. Patel, in the twilight of her legendary career, focused on studying the ultimate meme itself. Its full implications were still unfolding, offering tantalizing glimpses of fundamental cosmic truths. As for the galaxy at large, the aftermath of the meme wars left it more interconnected than ever before. Ideas flowed freely across species boundaries, sparking unprecedented innovation and cultural exchange. The distinction between thought and reality blurred, with particularly powerful memes manifesting physical effects through sheer collective belief. Yet, even in this new age of cosmic enlightenment, challenges remained. The ultimate meme, for all its power, wasn't a panacea. New factions arose, interpreting its message in radically different ways. The threat of mimetic warfare still loomed, with the potential for weaponized ideas to cause untold havoc. And on the fringes of known space, whispers began to spread of something stirring in the cosmic depths. An entity so ancient, so fundamentally alien, that even the ultimate meme might not be able to bridge the gap of understanding. As humanity stood on the brink of this new frontier, they did so not with fear, but with that same irrepressible curiosity that had driven them from their first steps into space. For in a universe where thought itself could reshape reality, the human imagination remained the greatest force of all. The meme wars had proven once again that humanity's greatest strength lay not in their technology or their weapons, but in their ability to adapt, to innovate, and to find common ground even with the most alien of intelligences. Whatever cosmic challenges awaited, Earth's children would face them armed with the most powerful tools of all: ideas, empathy, and the unshakable belief that a better future was always possible. As Captain Echo would like to say, with a smile that flickered between digital and organic, in a universe of infinite possibilities, humanity's greatest trick is making the impossible inevitable. The Void Whisperers and the Empathy Engine. As the dust settled from the meme wars, humanity found itself facing a threat so alien, so incomprehensible, that it defied even the vast understanding of the newly formed cognosphere. From the spaces between galaxies came the Void Whisperers, entities of pure dark energy that existed outside the conventional laws of physics. These cosmic horrors didn't invade or attack in any traditional sense. Instead, they unknew things. Entire star systems would suddenly cease to exist, not through destruction, but because the very concept of their existence was erased from the fabric of reality. History itself became fluid, with past events changing or vanishing as the Void Whisperers passed. Dr. Samara Patel, now ascended to a state of pure consciousness within the cognosphere, realized the terrifying truth: the Void Whisperers weren't malevolent. They were simply so fundamentally different that their mere presence warped the reality around them. Communication seemed impossible. How do you reason with something that exists in dimensions beyond human comprehension? Enter Zara Chen, the quantum ghost hero. Her unique nature allowed her to perceive the void whisperers in ways others couldn't. "They're not erasing reality," she declared to the Terran confluence. "They're dreaming it, and their dreams are overwriting ours." This revelation sparked the most ambitious project in human history, the Empathy Engine, led by Captain Echo, now a seamless blend of human intuition and AI processing power. A team of the galaxy's greatest minds set out to build a device that could translate existence itself across incompatible states of being. The construction of the Empathy Engine pushed the boundaries of science and philosophy. It required harnessing the computational power of black holes, tapping into the quantum foam of space-time itself, and even rewriting the fundamental code of the universe. Countless volunteers offered their very consciousness as processing power, their minds linked in a vast network of understanding. As the Void Whisperers drew ever closer to the heart of the galaxy, the Empathy Engine was finally activated. What followed was a cosmic dialogue beyond imagination. The entire Milky Way became a conduit for communication, with stars pulsing in patterns of unimaginable complexity and meaning. For a subjective eternity that lasted mere moments, all of existence hung in the balance. Then suddenly, understanding blossomed. The Void Whisperers weren't erasing reality, they were inviting it to evolve. Their unknowing was an offer to transcend the limitations of conventional existence. In that moment of cosmic empathy, a choice presented itself to every sentient being in the galaxy. They could remain as they were, bound by the laws of their current reality, or they could embrace the void and ascend to a higher state of existence. The response was as diverse as life itself. Some chose to ascend, their consciousness expanding beyond the confines of space-time. Others chose to remain, valuing their current form of existence. Many opted for a middle path, existing in a state of quantum superposition between realities. Earth itself became a nexus point of this new cosmic order. Half of the planet ascended, becoming a shimmering portal of possibility, while the other half remained firmly grounded in conventional reality. The boundary between the two states became known as the Twilight Zone, a place where the impossible and the mundane danced in eternal balance. Dr. Patel, in her final act before fully embracing transcendence, established the Ministry of Cosmic Coexistence. This organization would serve as a bridge between ascended and conventional beings, ensuring that both forms of existence could thrive side by side. Captain Echo, true to her nature as a bridge between worlds, chose to exist in the Twilight Zone. She became a guide for those navigating the strange new realities of the post-empathy galaxy. Zara Chen, the hero who had saved humanity so many times, made the ultimate choice. She dispersed her quantum essence across all states of being, becoming a living embodiment of cosmic empathy. Her consciousness now touches every corner of existence, an eternal guardian of understanding. As for humanity at large, they adapted, as they always do. Void surfing became the extreme sport of choice for thrill seekers, riding the waves of reality at the edges of existence. Philosophers debated the nature of self in a universe where one could literally be in two places at once. Artists created works that existed simultaneously in multiple states of reality, viewable only through the lens of quantum perception. Yet, even as part of humanity ascended to godlike states of being, they never lost touch with their roots. The tenacity, creativity, and irrepressible spirit that had carried them from Earth to the stars remained their defining traits, whether they existed as energy beings in higher dimensions or continued to live conventional lives. The galaxy, once a place of conflict and misunderstanding, became a tapestry of infinite diversity and possibility. The Void Whisperers, no longer perceived as a threat, became partners in an ongoing cosmic dance of creation and evolution. As the new era dawned, a saying spread across all levels of existence, attributed to a young human child who had witnessed the activation of the Empathy Engine. We are the dreams of the universe, finally awakening to dream ourselves anew. This philosophy became the cornerstone of the new cosmic order. In a reality where empathy could bridge the gap between incomprehensible states of being, the human spirit of exploration and understanding had found its ultimate expression. The story of humanity's journey from Earth to the far reaches of existence had come full circle. They had faced extinction, transcended reality itself, and emerged not as conquerors, but as mediators and creators in a cosmos of infinite wonder. And somewhere, in the vast tapestry of being and unbeing, Zara Chen's essence smiled. The adventure, she knew, was only just beginning.